Speed is one of the most important things for most positions in the NFL. But today we're going to try to prove that that isn't absolutely necessary. Because today we're going to be rebuilding a team of only slower players. And we're going to try to eventually win them a Super Bowl, despite how hard it seems to do in this game, at least for me. And this team is a good mix between actual solid players, because I want this rebuild to be possible, and the actual slowest players at each position. Like an 82 speed running back sounds great. And of course, for this rebuild, we can only draft slower players. We'll have to see what my cutoff is going to be for like their 40 time and everything, but I think this one's going to be very challenging, but also very fun. But super quick before we get into this, we are very close to 17K. Subscribe if you like Madden rebuilds, because that is literally all I do. So if you want to be an OG of the channel while you still can be one, be sure to subscribe, because I've been doing fun Madden rebuild challenges lately, and I'm gonna keep doing them, of course. And like the video if you do enjoy. Let's see if we can get to 1,500 likes, and if we hit that, I have a very special rebuild planned, so it really does help out the video and the channel in general, so I'd very much appreciate it. And let me know any fun rebuild ideas y'all might have down below, because if I pick your comment, I'll give you a shout out. I do pull most of my ideas from the comments, so if there's something you want to see, I can definitely do it. But that's enough plugging, I'll shut up now. And y'all have seen the team. I mean, there isn't really much for me to talk about with this team. I normally give a team breakdown, but this team is just slow. I think our fastest player has like 88 speed at receiver, which, I mean, 88, that doesn't sound too bad, but... Oh no, we have Byron Murphy with 89. That almost seems too fast, but I checked his 40, it wasn't great. 89 speed for him seems almost a little generous. And I can already see the comments being like, oh, this player isn't slow, why the f did you pick them? I just went off of course, like I said, Madden speed rating and their actual 40 time. God, dude, 45 speed, that hurts. I think he is the slowest player. That's something fun to point out for this video. Martez Ivy, I believe, is the slowest player in Madden. But obviously, that's enough talking about this team, and let's actually get into the rebuild of this team. Looking pretty good at an 86 overall, so let's get into your number one, and let's get to the midseason point, and we'll see how this team can do. Okay, well, at the midseason point of year one, we are 4-3. I feel like we should be better with as good of a team as we have, but I guess the Cowboys are also an 87 at only 3-3, so we'll take it. I'm not gonna complain yet. I probably will a lot later in the video, but not yet. Okay, maybe I will. The Texans and Panthers are 5-1. That's interesting. But we have some re-signings to make already. It's probably just lower roster players. We have Tyler Higbee here, but he's like our third tight end. This team might get expensive, so I don't think we're gonna bring him back. But that is literally all there is for us to do at the midseason point, so let's get to the end of year one, and hopefully we're in the playoffs, but we'll see. Okay, well, I just apparently can't escape the Cowboys, because we are in the playoffs at the end of year one, and we're taking on the Cowboys in the wild card. They only went 9-8, which is weird, because they're usually the broken team in this game, but this isn't about them. This is about us. As the slow rebuild, the slow team rebuild. No, that's still not what I wanted to say. The slow players only team goes 11-6 in year one of this rebuild. I need to not record these like half an hour after I wake up. Tons of upgrades here. Michael Pittman actually had like 2 upgrade points after week 1. I don't know why. Or not week 1, like week 1 of the preseason. So he's up to an 88 now. This receiving core is kind of nasty. I actually want to check what the season stats were for this year though. Okay, I was curious to see how Matt Stafford did. He did pretty well. This is kind of a realistic season for him. 4,000 yards, 33 touchdowns, but 17 picks. I think that's the exact number he had in his last full healthy season, so I'll give Madden that one. Rushing, Najee Harris with almost 1,400 yards, 4.5 per carry, not bad, 7 touchdowns. Even David Montgomery at the number 2 had 500 yards, almost 5 yards per carry, and 9 touchdowns. Maybe we should just start him, I don't know. Keenan Allen with 1,650 yards in, I guess, the Cooper Kupp role, 14 touchdowns, only 750 for Pittman, 700 for Higgins, so yeah, we really only used Keenan Allen. The blocking was better than I I thought it would be. I mean, it's a good offensive line, but even if you have a good offensive line in this game, it doesn't play well. Orlando Brown kind of sucked, but the rest of the line wasn't terrible. Josie Jewell led the team with 130 tackles, tackles for loss 24 from Kenny Clark, and sacks 11 from Kenny Clark, 8.5 for Reeder, only 5.5 from Chandler Jones, and only 2 for Arden Key. Yikes. And then interceptions, 3 for Josie Jewell, 2 for Harrison Smith, Mike Hilton, and Carlton Davis, and then 1 for a couple players. But MVP went to Josh Allen this season. I'm just happy that it's not the same, like, top 3 that it always used to be, like Patrick Mahomes, Dak Prescott, and then like Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts at number 3, or Lamar. But Offensive Player of the Year does go to Keenan Allen. Kinda wish we put like a younger player there now, because that's not really gonna help him. He already has X Factor and he's already older, but we'll take it. I won't complain. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Micah Parsons, who's been on a tear lately in real life, obviously. Kenny Clark at number 4. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Jaden Reed. I feel like he wins it a lot, which makes sense. They don't have a whole lot in that receiving core, and I did like him as a prospect. I don't think he'll win it this year in real life with Bijan in the league, but hey, you never know. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Devin Witherspoon. Did we even have any rookies? Now that I think about it, I don't think we did. No, I think we had Jake Bobo, and that might be it. And he was like our 5th receiver. But anyways, for this playoff game against the Cowboys, we have a first of many scenario. Hopefully it's of many, but we will go play it cool. Y'all know me. And let's simulate this game against the Cowboys, and we'll see if we can get a win. Hopefully Micah Parsons doesn't kill us. We'll see. Okay, and we do get a win. We are up to an 89 overall. I might have made this team too good, but after this season, it's definitely gonna regress. So if we don't win one here, it might be tough for the rebuild, but we will. I wouldn't necessarily say that, but we'll see. What am I trying to check here? Oh yeah, I want to see the score. It's stupid you can't just see the score anymore. You have to go into the goddamn schedule. Nope, I still went to the wrong place. Where is it? I'm stupid. Schedule. Okay, so we barely won. 34-31. At least we won, but definitely a close game. I don't know if this team would be good in real life, though, because, I mean, teams could just send their fastest receiver on a go ball and just burn us every time. We would have to drop our safeties so far back, it wouldn't even be funny. And then they would just beat us underneath, like, I don't know. But we have some upgrades here. Anything important? No. Hey, we got the slow player in upgrade, Martez Ivy. Well, I guess everyone on this team is a slow player, but the slowest player in Madden. At least I think he is. But we have a recap for the first of many. Give us those sweet, juicy staff points. It's fun to make the playoffs in year 1. It's a good change. I'm used to going like 2-15 in year 1. I mean, not actually that bad, but still. But 7 staff points, we'll take it. And we're going to be taking on the Eagles in the divisional. We do have a better team at an 89 to their 87, but they have the home game. They have the same record as us, so we'll see what happens here. But with that, let's simulate this game against the Eagles, and let's see if we can get a win. I'm not super confident, but we'll try. And unfortunately, it does look like we lose. Does it say the score here? Wait, can I just go here? Oh, I could do that the whole time. I'm fucking stupid. We lose 28-7. I don't think the better team should be losing 28-7, but certified EA moment. Also, the Panthers won a playoff game 10-7, and both of the AFC scores were the same, so that's interesting divisional round. But our season's over, so let's get into the offseason. But in the Super Bowl, the Chiefs absolutely destroy the Panthers. I don't know how the hell the Panthers made it in the first place. I mean, I had hope for them before the season. I didn't think Bryce Young would absolutely suck as a rookie. I thought he was fairly pro-ready, even though he is short, but apparently not. But they make the Super Bowl here, but get absolutely destroyed in it by the Chiefs. We have some upgrades. I don't think we can keep any of these players. No, I'm gonna have to cut them. But for re-signings, which isn't up yet, I thought it would load quicker than that. Okay, for re-signings, we're not gonna bring Tyler Higbee back again for cap space reasons. We'll of course bring the slowest player back, Martez Ivy. 3 years, $3 million for a 54 overall tackle. Wish it could be cheaper than that, but we'll take it. I want him back. And then everyone else, I mean, we can find other slow players, like, that's fine. I do want to try to keep Martez Ivy for the rebuild, though. But in free agency, there isn't really gonna be anyone we could add, because, I mean, we already have all the players that I would would need for this team that are, like, currently in the NFL. Unless some player, like, regressed and lost a ton of speed. I don't know. No, I don't see any. I think Matt Stafford also has 74 speed. Cooper Rush does too, but, like, There's Kyle Trask with 70 speed. But, I mean, that's backup quarterback. Who fucking cares? So, yeah, probably not much we can do in free agency. So, let's just get to the draft, and let's try to add some slow rookies to this team. Okay, well, here in the draft, we have the number 27 overall pick. The Patriots have number 1. I feel like it's gonna be hard to find a true slow player in the first round, but we will try our best. You know, I could do something wacky and draft Jacoby Bradshaw and then move him to, like, outside linebacker. That wouldn't be a good idea necessarily, but I could do it. Ooh, Jarius Rose is pretty slow. He's also not good, so I don't think we're gonna pick him. I'm finding a lot of really good-looking players in the one rebuild where I can't draft them. It's super fun. 4.59 is pretty slow. He's listed with solid speed, though. I feel like that's not slow enough. This guy looks insane, though. A awareness, A man cut. Oh my god. I'm getting, like, choked up. He looks so good. B pursuit, B tackle, B block shed. I want to take him, but I don't think I can justify it. I might anyways, just to see what his speed is. This receiver might be really good. Mario Watkins. He ran a 4.57, so I would definitely say he fits the slow team, even though he has decent speed. It doesn't look decent. He's a playmaker type. We just don't really need receiver, though, but he has decent receiving ability and obviously really good run after catch ability. I might take him. I'm spending a lot of time on this first pick because obviously I want to get a good player here, but we'll see. The other option is maybe trading down and getting Carl Oakley. We do need a center, and he looks very good, and he ran a 5.22. Again, it says solid speed. I wouldn't really call a 5.22 solid, but maybe it'll be better than I expect. Are there any good trade down options? Is this oh, that's a second round pick. Okay. I thought that said 5th. I thought this was pick 50, a 2026 5th round pick, and a 2025 7th. I thought that was a serious trade, but no, that's actually not a terrible offer. This isn't great, but at least it's some value. We're going to trade down to 34 with Colts and pick up a 4 and a 6 next year. And then we are going to pick the center, Carl Oakley, out of Clemson. He looks very good. Not the best finesse blocker, but, like, I don't really expect that with 5.22 speed. Only 22 years old, so let's take him. Mr. Carl Oakley out of Clemson. Unfortunately, only normal dev. That's really surprising, but I think he'll be a decent player. He had elite change of direction, and it's 59. I don't think I would call that elite, but okay. Wait, hold on. Are you kidding me? Isn't that the receiver I wanted? Mario Watkins. I have a hard time remembering names for these generated players, but I'm pretty sure that's the one I wanted. That's so stupid. Oh, 4.63 speed for a receiver. Not great, but I think I'll take one more pick that I'll show at least. Let's go with Eric Favors, I think. His ratings aren't the best, actually, but he does at least have A player rec and B awareness, so he knows what he's doing. He's just not very talented. He's 6'1", 357. He ran a 5.32 and had 46 bench reps. I don't know if he's going to be a good player because most of his ratings aren't very good, but the strength is insane. And we do kind of need interior D-line depth. I mean, we had, like, Brandon Williams and Danny Shelton. They're not exactly younger players. So let's go with Eric Favors. Okay. Apparently slow players don't have a good dev trait much. At least maybe I'm just getting unlucky. But he has 99 strength. Good lord. He does have 61 speed. The last guy had 63, so they're a little faster than I would like. But dude, I don't think we're going to get very much slower than those two players. Like a 5.2 whatever and a 5.32. That's pretty slow. But I'll make the rest of these picks, and unless I see somebody crazy, I'll see y'all for the draft recap. Okay, not the greatest draft ever, but considering what we're doing, this wasn't bad. I really wish we got at least one dev trait, but we literally got 0. Don't know what to do about that. Just kind of tough. Carl Oakley is a 73. I honestly thought he would be a little better, but we'll take it. But yeah, his finesse just isn't very good. He has really good impact block, good strength. He's a good run blocker. We'll take it. He looks good. Should be a solid starter. Eric Favors, the defensive tackle, also looks good. Of course, not much to him other than strength, but hopefully he can develop and maybe eventually become a starter. We'll see. I don't know. And then I just picked a few backups here. None of them are terrible at all. They're all decent backups. All of them are are relatively slow. I just tried to find as good of players as I could that were slow, or I guess maybe the other way around, as slow of players as I could that actually looked decent. I guess they both kind of mean the same thing. I'm fucking fried or something, I don't know. So this was a pretty solid draft, and let's get into year number 2 of the rebuild. But here's a look at the team heading into year number 2 of the rebuild. Still a really good team at an 86 overall. I mean, the exact same overall we were starting last year. Again, I always say this, but year 2 is usually not great in rebuilds, so I don't know how much hope I have for this season, but hopefully we can do pretty well. We did get a couple dev ups, it looks like. I think Kenny Clark got X Factor, and I think Harrison Smith got Superstar. I don't remember if he had that. He might have. On offense, it unfortunately doesn't look like we got any, but this team is pretty nice, even after some of our players regressed and retired. But with that, let's get to the mid-season point of year 2, and hopefully we don't completely suck, but we'll see. Okay, well, unfortunately in year number 2, I was right. We are only 3-4. I guess that's not too far off where we were last year, but still, I feel like we should be better than this. But it's not terrible. I won't complain too much. If we were like 2-5 or like 1-6 or something, then I would complain a lot, but we're not doing terribly. We do have a lot of re-signings here though. Mostly just backups, but I do want to keep these backups because, I mean, they're kind of the point of the team. They're the slowest players. But the top 2 guys, there are 2 starters here. I think these are the only 2 starters. In Presley Harvin too, I guess, but that's punter, who cares? So Arden Key, we'll go 4 years, 20 mil. I want to upgrade over him because he isn't good in this game. I like him in real life. He's a good player, but in Madden, he sucks. So we'll offer him 4 years, 20 mil, and he doesn't take it. Okay, well, we might move on then. And then Rob Havenstein will offer 3 years, 55 mil. He's solid, and he does re-sign. That seems a little steep because he is, 31 here, but it's fine. Jake Bobo is like the slowest skill position player in this game, so I want him back. He's not bad. And we might just worry about the rest of these players later unless they're interested because, they don't really do much for the rebuild, but, again, they're kind of the point of the rebuild. So we'll try to bring them back at the end of the year, but that's probably all we're gonna do here. So now, with that, let's get to the end of year 2, and hopefully we can rebound a little bit, but we'll see. Oh, also, let me know if you would want to see a regular realistic rebuild, because I haven't done one of those in not forever, but it's been like a month or so. I just kind of stopped doing them because people didn't seem that interested in them, but if you would want to see one, definitely let me know, and let me know what team you might want to see. I could try to fix the Bengals because they're playing a lot worse than I expected. Maybe some other team, I don't know. Just let me know down below. Of course, only if you would actually want to see one. Okay, well, remember what I said about year 2 not being good in rebuilds. We finish 8-9, missing the playoffs with an 86 overall team. That probably would have been even better if we actually performed throughout the year. Couple upgrades for Najee Harris, though. We'll take that. Has been, God, Steelers fans would hate me if I said this, but has been a little bit of a bust. I mean, he's still been good, but I expected him to be a lot better in the NFL, and he just hasn't. I definitely wouldn't call him a bust because he hasn't been bad, but if you're gonna spend a first-round pick on a running back, you should be expecting top tier, because most teams get players of his caliber in the 3rd round at the earliest. But also, every time I watch him, it seems like his offensive line hates him. They just let every single person on earth through. So I don't know. Ton of upgrades there, Jesus Christ. But let's check out the season stats. Matt Stafford was actually decent. Only 3,600 passing yards though, 27 touchdowns, only 6 picks though. We'll take that. He was solid. We'll take it. Almost 1,400 yards for Najee Harris, 5.4 per carry, 12 touchdowns. Keenan Allen almost 1,500 yards, 13 touchdowns. We're gonna make him into a true Hall of Famer here with these kind of seasons. I mean, what are his career stats now? Yeah, 12,420 yards. Let's go. I'm very mature, by the way. 79 touchdowns. I would say 12,000 is about Hall of Fame level. But outside of him, not much for receiving because he was the focal point here. Ugh, our tackles were terrible. Yeah, our whole line wasn't good. I feel like that was the problem. It's an average overall of an 84 or higher, probably. Well, maybe not because of the center. Yet, it had that many sacks allowed. So, I don't know. Gotta love realism. On defense, Josie Jewell led the team with 127 tackles. Tackles for loss, 17 for Kenny Clark led the team. A good amount overall in sacks. Whoa. Okay, never mind. Maybe he is good in this game. 13 for Arden Key, 10 for Kenny Clark, 7 for Chandler Jones. Dude, if we had this kind of year from our pass rush in year 1, we would have been like 15-2 or something. I mean, Kenny Clark did well last year, but he was like the only one. So glad to see it did better this year, but I don't know how it's going to do next year. And then interceptions, only 8 total. Not great. 2 from Jewel, Hilton, and Murphy, and then 1 for Smith and AJ Green, but not the receiver, the corner. MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes here, though. Desmond Ritter up there, that's interesting. No frat Stafford up there, unfortunately. NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Jalen Hurts. Keenan Allen at 3, doesn't win it this year, unfortunately. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Nick Bosa. Arden Key at number 6, we'll take that. Kenny Clark at 9, nice. Again, very mature. Quincy Greenberry wins Offensive Rookie of the Year for the Vikings. Again, wouldn't really have anyone up here. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Drew. Oh, did he now? Drew on the Lions. All right, that's a name. I kind of want him. What's his speed? I might trade for him. That's fire. Now he's probably fast. Oh, he's a power rusher. Oh, he's not that fast. I kind of want him. 79 speed. Is that passable for the all slow team? I don't know. I mean, I think we do have outside linebackers with like 79 speed, but we don't really need him. But also, I love that name. Like, what's Chandler Jones's speed? 76. Okay. Arden Key might be like 80 though. No, 78. Okay, well, we'll think about it, but that's a little faster than our guys. It's not much faster though. We'll think about it. I guess it depends on how expensive he would be. But anyways, that's the end for our season, unfortunately, because the offensive line sucked. So let's get into the offseason, and we might need to be making some upgrades this year, because I don't know what Stafford's going to regress down to. I don't know what, like, our tackles, at least Havenstein's going to regress down to, plus he was bad. So I don't know. Harrison Smith could retire. We'll see. But in the Super Bowl, the Ravens beat the Eagles 24-17. I feel like I see the Ravens a lot in the Super Bowl, and I feel like whenever I see them, they're taking on another bird team and they have a bad record. I don't know why I notice those kind of things, but I do. But decent amount of upgrades here. I made sure to sign only like slow players to the practice squad. Maybe some of them got signed and we ended up picking other players too. I don't know. But that's what I tried to do, at least to start out, so I don't have to worry about cutting all the practice squad guys. I still might cut them, but we'll see. At least maybe there's a chance they make the team. But for re-signings, who do we have left? Still Arden Key, which sucks. I'm shocked he didn't get superstar dev, but we'll try to re-sign him for sure. That's still not expensive at all. 4 years, 24 mil, only 6 mil per year, only like less than 500,000 per sack. We'll take that. What's Malik Reed's speed again? I think it was like 79. Maybe, no, it's only 77. Damn it. Okay, no, I don't know if I can justify trading for Drew, but we'll see. We'll re-sign Malik Reed though. He does re-sign. I always thought he was like a little quicker than that, but I don't know. Are there more players here than when we started, or am I crazy? I don't know, but I'll re-sign some of these guys. It doesn't really matter. Worst case scenario, we can just re-sign them later. I'm sure they won't. I'm sure teams aren't exactly dying to sign like Elijah Holyfield and Dorian Etheridge and all them, so we'll just worry about that later. Also, I don't know what the hell I just heard outside. I don't know if that came through on the mic. We'll re-sign the GOAT, Presley Harvin. Had a fucking fire punt in the Steelers-Browns game that went out at like the 1 yard line. I still am of the opinion that punter is like the most underrated position in the NFL. Oh, hold on. I see something. Ooh, we might have had a few retirements, and one pretty big one that I didn't even consider for some reason. Okay, Matt Stafford did retire. Shit. That sucks. Chandler Jones retired too, but he wasn't doing a whole lot for us. I mean, he had 7 sacks last year, but he only had like 5 the year before. And yeah, Marvin Harrison retired too. Not Marvin Harrison, Harrison Smith. I'm fried. So we actually had 3 retirements. I was thinking we would have 1 in Harrison Smith. So QB is going to be a problem. And now I am absolutely at least going to try to trade for Drew. We'll see what we can do there. We'll see what we can Drew. I'm hilarious, by the way. You should subscribe if you haven't already. I saw the D rating for worst position grades on the left left side over there for QB, and I was like, oh god, and only one active on the roster. But anyways, I'll re-sign some of these dudes, and let's get into free agency, and hopefully we can add some players. We'll see. Okay, well, these are the players we're gonna go for in free agency. Really nothing crazy. The only, like, important one is Taylor Rapp, because he'll start. Maybe Kyle Trask will. I don't feel super comfortable with that, though. We might give it to, like, a rookie or the QB we drafted last year. I don't know. We'll see who we want to start, but we're also going for Patty Fisher, one of my favorite names of all time. Wasn't he, like, super hyped up at one point? I feel like he was. I can't remember. I don't know. And then Jason Myers, because I'm assuming Robbie Gould retired. Actually, let me check. I mean, he would be, like, 42 or something. Nope, he's still here, and yeah, he is 42, so I guess we're not going to go for Jason Myers. I think it's time to hang it up, man. I don't know. We'll withdraw there. Okay. These three are super league altering, I know. Massive changes here. But let's see if we can get any of these three. We get Trask and Fisher. Do we get Rapp? Are we going to get Rapp? I don't know. We'll withdraw and up it a little bit, and we'll he is the most important one here, so I want to see if we'll get him or not, but I guess it's not rebuild breaking if we get him or not. Can I get a green offer? Do you really have to go fucking very player friendly to get a green offer now? Yeah, you do. Okay. Okay, and it looks like he does sign with us when we were simulating the week, so we'll take it. And now, let's see if we can work on a trade, but the player I'm going for might be expensive. You all know who it is. It's Drew. He might be expensive, but we'll see. Oh, I got Superstar Dev. I mean, that's good and bad at the same time. It would be better if we got him, but that probably makes it so we're not going to get him. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen, unfortunately. Damn it. Okay. Well, with that, let's get to the draft. Okay, well, in the draft, we have the number 15 overall pick, which definitely isn't bad, but is there going to be anyone that fits the rebuild here is the question. More specifically, a quarterback. There is a really good one. If he's still here, he is. Dave Herbert. Unfortunately, he's a scrambler type, so. Oh my god. Okay, here's something goofy I was thinking about doing in this rebuild. I was thinking about making someone like Justin Fields the quarterback, just to be silly and goofy and quirky and fucking whatever. I don't know. Just for fun to have like a really fast QB, and then the rest of the team is just super slow. We could do that if I wanted to. I mean, this guy is crazy. That would be kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie. If there isn't like a slow QB here, but that defeats not the purpose of the rebuild. I mean, that makes it sound a lot more serious than it is, but like, I don't know, that's against the rules. But also it would just be fun. I don't know. But there is a decent looking slow QB here in Jay Sanders. Not slow for a QB. I mean, for the modern NFL, that's pretty slow though. I mean, most QBs are pretty quick now. He is only a second to third round talent though, but that'll probably be like a 68, 69 maybe. I don't know. He has elite throw power too. I don't think he'll have a dev trade, honestly, but he should have one with elite throw power, elite strength. I mean, I don't know. I think we're going to take him though. It is technically a reach, but I want some decent QB that fits the rebuild. So let's go with Mr. Jay Sanders out of Kansas State. And he does unfortunately have normal. Is 94 throw power elite? I mean, I guess maybe relative to the rest of the class, but I mean, 94 throw power is really good, but is it elite? I don't know. He has 74 speed though. He's a little quicker than I thought he would be. 86 excel too. He isn't that slow, but he's like the slowest option that was available, and I think 74 speed is what Stafford had, so that works. Now in the second round, I have zero idea of what to do here. I was thinking about taking Mark Bayless and then moving him to outside linebacker, which is like some crackhead shit. A 6'4", 304 pound outside linebacker. We'd be like the Rams with Michael Hiked, or however the hell you say his last name. But I think we're gonna do that. Mark Bayless out of Penn State, unless there's someone else here that looks crazy, maybe like an actual good-looking, slow outside linebacker, because I know he's gonna go down if we move him to outside linebacker, but no, there isn't anyone that's that slow. Maybe Jamario Hardy. Is he even a pass rush? No, he's pass coverage, so no, let's take Mark Bayless, future outside linebacker. I'm sure a player would be super thrilled with that, just completely hindering his career and development, but let's take him here. Finally, we hit a hidden dev. Dude, he isn't even that slow for outside linebacker. I mean, that's the same speed that, God, what's his name? The former Bronco, Malik Reed. That's his speed, I'm pretty sure, so he's not that slow. He's gonna go down, moving to outside linebacker, but the 77 speed will definitely help. Enrique Colon. Why do I feel like I've seen 20 players with that name in Madden-generated draft classes? Is that just their favorite name? I don't know. Why does it say we have a D at defensive end? Oh, we moved Kenny Clark to right end, that's why. To make him a scheme fit. I thought someone like retired there or something. Ooh, this Austin Starks guy. We'll take him later. He's slow, he fits that. He has good power moves and pursuit for an undrafted projected guy. We'll take him later. We do still need a middle linebacker though. I mean, Alexander Johnson is getting older. I didn't even check. Did he like retire? Probably not, but he might have. But there unfortunately aren't any good looking slow middle linebackers, at least not slow enough. Well, this guy's slow enough, but he doesn't exactly fit the good category with F pursuit, F zone coverage, F tackle. What is he good at? Is he like a different position, playing out of position? Like, that might be one of the worst players I've ever seen. He might be a 42 overall. Craig Bayless. Me too, bro. Me too. Is this dude slow enough? I don't know if he is. He's listed with good speed. That's not, I wouldn't call that good speed. I would call that like okay speed. It's like decent speed for someone who's 6'4", 227, but like I wouldn't call it good. But I guess let's go with maybe a receiver, Larry Candidate. He's a candidate to be our pick. I'm hilarious. Again, subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, let's go with him. He doesn't look necessarily good, but I do really like the playmaker archetype. Even if they don't look great a lot of the time, their their run after catch ability does carry their rating. So let's take him here. Normal dev, unfortunately. A deadly 87 speed. I don't know if he's very good, but we'll see. But with that, I'll take the rest of these picks once again, obviously, and we'll see how good of a draft we had. Okay, another pointless ramble, but is it just me or has this NFL season been super weird so far? Like, I think the weirdest thing to me is Puka Nacua looking like a superstar through the first couple games. Granted, the first one was against the Seahawks secondary, so we all know how that is, but I mean, he's still been great. I liked him when the Rams got him. I thought he was a pretty damn good value where they picked him. I did not see this coming though. He's been like legitimately really good. Not just like stats, he's looked good. Also, Nico Collins, again, a player I liked, but what's with the big-bodied dudes becoming like studs? Is that the new meta? Like, are possession receivers good again? I don't know. Also, the Bengals have sucked. I mean, that's mostly because Joe Burrow's playing hurt. Everyone's overreacting to Burrow being bad. He's playing hurt. Of course, he's not going to be great. The Falcons being legitimately good is something I didn't see coming. I figured their roster was good. I just thought Desmond Ridder would hold them back a little bit. He has a little bit. He hasn't been very good, but the rest of their roster talent is just so good that it makes up for it. It's just been a weird NFL season so far. Lots of weird games. And like the top 5, like in stats for each position is so weird like now. Like receiving yards, like passing yards, I'm pretty sure is fucking weird. Interceptions, like it's all weird right now. I don't know. Anyways, back to the rebuild. But in the draft, we actually did really well. Jay Sanders is a lot better than I thought he would be at a 71 overall. Of course, the 94 throw power is nice, but in general, he just looks pretty well-rounded and not too bad at all. Mark Bayless is only a 73 at outside linebacker. He was like a 76 defensive end. He was pretty good, but he's not terrible at outside linebacker. Larry Candidate's a 70, and then I just obviously took all the rest of these guys. Bernie Price, this corner right here, 87 speed, has 89 because of morale, but I think that's slow enough to make the team. He looks pretty good. The only one I don't think is going to make the team is probably Matt Bigsby. I think he's too fast at a whole deadly 88 speed for a running back. But no, we had a pretty good draft. I mean, 4 players 70 plus when we're doing a challenge is not bad. So we'll take it, and let's get into year number 3 of the rebuild. But here's a look at the team heading into year number 3 of the rebuild I think we're in. Still an 86 overall. I guess we're forever just gonna be an 86, which is fine. That's still good. But obviously we want to try to pass that a little bit eventually. And we could soon, because the team is mostly younger now. Now that we have Bayless and Sanders at QB and T. Higgins and Michael Pittman are our top 2 receivers, it is mostly a developmental team now, so that's good. I hope our offensive line can play better this year, though. I mean, obviously it was really bad last year. It was solid year 1, but we'll see what happens there, and then hopefully our pass rush can be good again. It's different now that we don't have Chandler Jones, but hopefully Arden Key can be good again. We'll see. Hopefully he doesn't go back to how he was was in year one, but again, we'll see. But with that, let's get to the mid-season point of year 3, and hopefully we can do better than last year. Okay, well, at the mid-season point of year number 3, we are once again 3-4. I don't know why. We have a good team. I mean, we're 5 overall, better than the Colts right there. I guess they do have a worse record, but it's not much worse. We are last in the division, even though all the teams here do have the same amount of wins, so I guess we're not far off from the lead of the division, even though we're in last. Oh god, we have a ton of re-signings here. I guess it is year 3, so that makes sense, but T. Higgins, Kenny Clark, Najee Harris, Pat Fryerman, okay, basically our entire team. I'm not gonna list all of them. I don't even know if I'm gonna show all of these re-signings, just because, like, it's gonna take forever, but T. Higgins, 5 years, 102 mil, he does re-sign. I'll show, like, the first 4 or something. Kenny Clark, 4 years, 71 mil, he re-signs. Najee Harris, 3 years, 27.3 mil. God, I hate that fucking scenario. It's so stupid. Like, why would you not just accept it now if you're gonna say yes? I don't know. And then Pat Fryermuth, 5 years, 67.5 mil, and he does resign. So if we don't get any of these guys back, I'll show it, but I think we should be able to get at least most of them back, but we might run out of money. We'll see. Okay, well, everyone we offered for resigned except for, obviously, Najee Harris, like I showed, and then Byron Murphy. We'll try to get both of them back at the end of the year, and then we'll re-sign Keenan Allen, Mike Hilton, Josie Jewell, and DJ Reader at the end of the year because they will regress, I'm guessing. So now, let's get to the end of year number 3, and hopefully we can, again, rebound a little bit, but we'll see. Well, this is just a certified EA classic. In year number 3, with an 87 overall team, we finish 5-12. Where does an 87 overall rank in the NFL? The Ravens have an 87, so we're at least tied for the best team. The 49ers also have an 87. The Dolphins had an 87. The Chiefs had an 88, so I guess we are tied for the second. However, you could argue that if we actually played to where we should be, we would be an 88 overall team with morale and extra upgrades from doing well. Maybe even higher. So that's super fun. I'm guessing our QB was awful. No, I mean, he wasn't good. 3,700 yards, 21 touchdowns, 15 picks. That's a lot of interception. It looked like our defense was actually the problem. Rushing, Najee was good, almost 1,300 yards, 5.1 per carry, 19 touchdowns. I kind of wish those went to our QB. I kind of wish we passed for those to try to get him to develop. T. Higgins with almost 1,300 yards, only 7 touchdowns though. The rest of the receiving core wasn't great. Yeah, Rob Havenstein is awful in this game, apparently. Sometimes he's good and sometimes he's terrible. Same with Orlando Brown. Landon Dickerson wasn't good. The whole O-line was bad again. Josie Jewell led the team with 142 tackles. It's never good to have a guy with that many tackles. It means your defense isn't getting off the field. Kenny Clark led the team with 16 tackles for loss, 15 for DJ Reader, sacks 11 for Kenny Clark, 8 for Mark Bayless as a rookie. That's pretty good. Not many tackles for loss for him though, only 6, and only 4 sacks for Arden Key. Unfortunate. But interceptions, 2 for Byron Murphy and Josie Jewell, and then 1 for a few players. Once again, 8 total interceptions? Not great. MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes here. No Rams. Offensive player of the year for the NFC goes to, of course, a division rival in Deebo Samuel. I rarely see him win it now, but he does here. Najee at number 8. Defensive player of the year, of course, goes to another 49er in Fred Warner. Kenny Clark at number 5. Offensive rookie of the year goes to Dave Herbert on the Packers. I think that was the really fast QB I was thinking about taking, just for fun. Jay Sanders at number 3. Doesn't win it, but that's not surprising. And defensive rookie of the year does go to Mark Bayless, so we'll take that for sure. I'm assuming he just has star dev because he developed really slow. He only went up like 2 overall throughout the year as a rookie with a hidden dev in full starting snaps, so I'm assuming he just had star, but maybe he'll get superstar now. I mean, he should, but we'll see. Okay, yeah, he just had star. But yeah, hopefully with defensive rookie of the year, he can develop. We'll see. But we might be looking for another QB this year. I mean, Jay Sanders was not great. Maybe we give him another chance next year, but we'll see. But with that, let's get into the offseason, and hopefully we can have a good year this year, but we'll see. We have not been good since year 1. I guess it's only been 2 other years, but still, we have a good roster. There's only so much I can do. Okay, well, we have a Super Bowl rematch here of obviously the most recent one in real life, the Chiefs take down the Eagles 28-21, so they beat them again. But let's see who we're gonna have to re-sign still. I don't know if we had any retirements. I didn't check. Hopefully Rob Havenstein retired. We might just straight up like cut him or trade him. I don't know. He sucks for some reason in this game. But we still have to re-sign Najee. We'll up his money a little bit. 3 years, 28.5 mil, and he does re-sign. Byron Murphy, again, we'll have to up his money a little bit. 5 years, 54.5 mil, and he re-signs too. Okay, cool. Keenan Allen is older, but I mean, he'll still be good. So we'll offer him 2 years, 24 mil, and he re-signs. Mike Hilton, 1 year, 6.2 mil. That's cheap. We'll do that for sure. Josie Jewell, I would prefer to do like 1 year, 7.7. He does re-sign. Okay, cool. DJ Reader, 1 year, 20.9 mil, and he re-signs. That's a lot of money, but I went very player friendly just to get him back, or just to make sure he comes back, I should say. But I don't know. I guess I'll re-sign some of the depth players here just so we have somebody that's slow there. Such a weird thing to say out of context, but you know what I mean. Okay, now that's everybody that we're gonna bring back, I think. And let's get into free agency. Okay, we're trading Rob Havenstein. However, I used to remember how to say his last name, but I forgot for some reason. But we're trading him to the Falcons for a 3rd round pick. That worked. I just want him out of here. He's awful in this game. Okay, well, in free agency, these are gonna be the players we go for. It's gonna be David Montgomery, Justin Ross, Daniel Falele. I have no idea how he does in this game, and this could be a catastrophic failure, but we will find out unless we find a replacement, which maybe, but I don't know how comfortable I do feel with him starting at right tackle. We'll see. We're also going to go for Jack Gibbons to be, I guess, a starter. We're going for a concerning amount of, well, I guess it's only 2, but they're also only a 72 and a 71 overall, so that's not great. And then we're also going for Quentin Bohanna just to be depth, but let's see if we can sign any of these players. They all sign except David Montgomery, and we do get all of them. Okay, cool. And now David Montgomery does sign. So we get everybody there. That's fun, but I hope we can get some better players through the draft, but we'll see. But speaking of that, let's get to the draft. Okay, well, we have a top 5 pick. These goddamn trains, bruh. But we have the number 5 overall pick here, and to be 100% honest, I have no idea what we're gonna do with it. Edward Pemberton isn't that fast. He's maybe too fast for this, though. Maybe. We'll think about him, though. Because I want a decent QB. I don't want to just be terrible for the last couple years. So we might take him, honestly. He is like the slowest player in this range, like relative to the rest of their players at their position, I guess, if that makes any sense. Okay, yeah, I mean, nobody else here is that slow. So we are gonna maybe bend the rules a little bit, but not much because, again, he is still slow. But we're gonna go with Edward Pemberton here, another strong arm guy. You're in a 4.86, a 4.8 flat at his pro day, which I guess isn't that slow, but it's not quick. He might end up having like 77, 78 speed though. You know what? We're gonna do it. Edward Pemberton, I don't even know if he's all that good. He doesn't look that crazy. I mean, I like the elite throw power and strength, but again, he's not very quick. And his ratings, his passing ratings aren't that crazy. The throw under pressure is an A, but that's the only rating here that's an A. Play action might be an A, but probably not. But I don't know. We'll take him here. Edward Pemberton out of Baylor. Welcome to the all slow players team. And he, of course, has hidden dev. Okay, he only has 74 speed. Wait, that's kind of surprising. Didn't we take a guy that ran like a 5 something and he had 74 speed? I don't know. I'm glad he's slow, though. I mean, that fits our rebuild perfectly. That's what all of our QB's speed has been, 74. It was Stafford's, it was the guys we had last year, and now it's Edward Pemberton's speed. He also has 94 throw power. This is just a juiced up version of the last guy we had, pretty much. But again, juiced up, and he actually has a dev trait, thankfully. Now with our next pick, I definitely want to take a tackle eventually, but none of them look very good, unfortunately. Damn, this corner is slow, but he looks actually really good other than that. But we don't need corner. His name's Brandon Graham, but spelled weird. I don't know, maybe the Eagles will take him. What's like our biggest need outside a tackle? We need a number 2 tight end, but there are some later that I saw. We still need middle linebacker and edge low-key. But yeah, we're good at corner. How much positive morale is that? Oh, +3, okay. Okay, yeah, we don't really need corner. Let's see if there's a good slow linebacker. Okay, well, there are slow linebackers, but again, good is a different story. Doug Truman is probably the best one, and he's not supposed to... Oh my god, his combine. Everything was poor, and then his strength was marginal. True great player right there. Ooh, wait. I really hope Jamie Colvin is slow because he's a first to second round talent. I vaguely remember him being slow, but I can't remember for sure. There was someone named Colvin. It might have been last year even. Is he slow? No, he's fast. God damn it. Martin Torres looks pretty good, but he's a power rusher and supposed to go undrafted, but he actually looks good. How about Paul Mackey? He looks good. He's listed with good speed. I wouldn't really call a 4.76 good speed. He looks all right. We might take him at some point. Donald Sheffield actually looks pretty okay. We might go with him later. I don't think he would be good enough to start with D pass block, but you never know, I guess. Donnie Toon also looks maybe okay. I think I might just not show any of these picks because there's nothing interesting that's supposed to go for a while. Nobody interesting. Emmett Abbott, that's an annoying name, but he does look decent and he's slow. And DeAndre Ware. DeAndre Ware is slower and looks maybe even better. We do need a number 2 tight end, even though we don't really use number 2 tight ends, but he'll be a good blocker at least. So let's go with DeAndre Ware out of Tulane, left-handed just like me for real. Sounds good. Damn, bro. The dev traits are tough, but does definitely fit the team with only 78 speed. But with that, I'll make a few more picks and we'll see how we can do. Okay, well, this might be our worst draft so far, honestly. Edward Pemberton is a 73 overall. I was hoping you would be a little better than that, but that's not bad at all. Is the number 40 ranked QB in the NFL, so he's not even like starting caliber yet, but obviously will be by the end of the year, so we'll take that, I guess. DeAndre Ware was a big miss. I guess not having speed really hurts. Also, he doesn't have good catching or route running at all. Yeah, he's just straight up not good. What was good about him? I guess he had like B catching traffic, but it's only a 75. Is he like good at fullback or something? Yeah, he's a 67, so we drafted a fullback in the second round. That's great. He's actually a 57 tackle. Maybe that's a better move. I mean, might be more helpful there. And then obviously I took the rest of these picks. None of these guys had dev traits. Kari Folk, this corner right here, is pretty good. Andrew Stanley, I think I was talking about him. He's a 68. That's not bad. I just pretty much took all the players that I said I was going to take. We unfortunately did not get a good right tackle, though. There just wasn't a slow one that was good. So it's tough, but it is what it is. But with that, let's get into year number 4 of the rebuild. Potentially the final year, depending on how we do, but I don't know how much faith I have in the team this year. We'll see. It'll probably be a year 5 type of rebuild, but we'll see. Okay, well, here's a look at the team heading into year number 4 of the rebuild. Pemberton, we'll have to see how he does. He looks fat. I don't know why the quarterbacks look like that almost all the time. I mean, he's 6'6", 227. He's not that thick for his height. That's actually a little thin for being 6'6" at QB. You usually want him playing bigger so they don't get hurt, but looks very big there. But of course, we'll have to see what we get from Daniel Falele. If he does suck, we do have Manny Sims. He was a center. I moved him out to tackle just because he was a scheme fit there, and he could eventually end up starting. We'll see. But I think everything else on offense is the same, and then on defense, Jack Gibbons is going to start. I don't feel great about that, but maybe he can do well. I don't know. And then I think literally everything else is the same. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens. Once again, we are a 86 overall, so I guess we'll see what happens. I might think about doing something here. Give me a second. Let me check something real quick. Okay, well, maybe I need to have like a higher cutoff for middle linebacker speed, because we literally have the 4 slowest linebackers that are at least like a 65 overall. We might need to change that up a little bit. In fact, I practice squatted a younger middle linebacker because he had 82 speed, but really, that would be tied for the slowest out of anybody here. So I'm gonna bring him back and we're gonna start him. The next slowest, I think, was Bobby Wagner. Yeah, at an 82. I was gonna trade for a middle linebacker, and I still could if I feel like trading for Wagner. How expensive would he be? Because I am a little concerned about middle linebacker. He shouldn't be too expensive. I mean, he's 36 or something, but apparently he's not super cheap. Okay, yeah, I'm not doing more than that for, like, what is that logic? A 4th round pick doesn't go through for a 36-year-old middle linebacker, which is arguably the least valuable position in the NFL, depending on who you have at linebacker. And he's not even that good anymore. He's only an 82. Like, that's not bad. It wouldn't be bad at all for real life, but like here, that's meh. It would probably be like having a 77 or 8 in real life. I don't know. But yeah, we'll bring that other guy back. And then with that, I don't need to show that or anything. Let's get to the midseason point of year 4. Okay, well, maybe we need a new playbook because we are 2-4. Not great once again, but we do have a really damn good team. I mean, we're an 86 overall. I guess the Chiefs are only 4-3 for some reason, even though they probably have the best roster in the NFL. I think we need a new defensive playbook, though. Our offense isn't necessarily good, but I mean, it's not the worst, but our defense is one of the worst. What would be a good one to switch to, though? The Titans, I use it sometimes and it absolutely has sucked for me. One that I actually do like is the Buccaneers. They're not doing great here, though, but God, they have 9 total sacks through what, 6 games, 7 games, and 3 total picks, so maybe that's worse. But we technically have an even worse defense. We have more points allowed with 1 less game. That's not great. I actually want to see, though, how the Bucs defensive playbook would do, because again, I've used it before and it usually does well. So we're gonna try it for at least the rest of the year. We'll see what happens. I mean, it couldn't really get much worse. We could end up with the worst defense, but it wouldn't be that much worse than we are right now. Also, kind of unfortunately, Edward Pemberton only has star dev, but that's about what I expected. I wish it was superstar, but I didn't really expect it to be. This feels like a little bit of an unlucky rebuild. I mean, we've had a good team, but I guess that's kind of the case in every one of these I do. We have a more than good enough team, yet we still struggle for some reason. On a positive note, we have a breakout receiver here. Which one is this going to be? Higgins? Maybe Pittman? I don't know. It is T. Higgins. 4+ touchdowns or 200 plus total yards. I don't know about that, but we will sure try. I'll say that. At least we do have a ton of upgrades here too. But for re-signings, we do have a few once again. It's just like the 1 years we did last year, so we'll probably re-sign all these guys at the end of the year just so they're a little cheaper. Daniel Falele, how's he doing? Is he doing okay, or is he doing terrible? Oh, he's doing really, really well. 1 sack allowed so far. I won't re-sign him at the end of the year I won't re-sign him until the end of the year because players playing better because they're due for a contract soon legitimately does seem like a thing in this game. I don't know if that's like confirmed that that's a thing, but it feels like it. Maybe I'm just absolutely insane, but it genuinely does seem like it, which if that's true, I'm actually impressed that that's in the game. Like, that's not even something I would really complain about, but that's kind of a rare Madden W if that's a thing. But I will also critique it because it seems like an extreme difference sometimes, and it shouldn't be that much. But anyways, I'm rambling again. No important re-signings there, at least that we need to do right now. So let's get to the end of the year and hopefully we can bounce back a little bit, but we'll see. I don't think we're making the playoffs, but I hope so because we have only made them once. All right, well, here we are at the end of year number 4, and y'all know why we're here if you've seen one of my videos before. Before I reveal how we did in year number 4, if you haven't already, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. I would very much appreciate it. I mean, if you've made it all the way here, clearly you've enjoyed the video at least a little bit, unless you're just like steaming mad but still watching, which granted, people have definitely done that before. Like, they'll be super pissed about something I said like in the beginning of the video, and then like almost at the end I'm like, why did you? If I was that mad about something, I would have stopped watching, but hey, I don't know. To each their own, I guess. But yeah, be sure to like and subscribe. Again, 1,500 likes. Let's see if we can get to 17,000 subscribers. Trying to hit 20K by the end of the month. We are close. There's like 9 days left. That's very doable. And of course, let me know any fun rebuild ideas y'all might might have down below, because if I pick your comment, I'll give you a shout out. There wasn't one for this video because, I mean, everyone said to do like a fantasy draft one, but I just didn't think that would work very well because that would mean I would have to draft like the slowest player, and this team would just be terrible if I did that. So we just started with already good players that were just slower. But anyways, I'm fucking rambling again. I'm sorry. In year number 4, we finished 10-7, bouncing back, rebounding, and making the playoffs. You'll love to see it. Let me prove that I didn't cheat, because I mean that's a hell of a bounce back. Not that I would cheat, because like why would I care? But still, yeah, we got the good old forced to win right there for the bye week. Why does it say home? Why doesn't it just say nothing? I've always wondered that. Damn, we won 4 straight at the end. We lost 2 in a row, but those are probably 2 good teams here, the 49ers and the Chargers. Both have good young rosters in real life, and they've probably only gotten better here, so that's fair. But of course, it's crazy that we, rebounded from being 2-4 at the midseason. Edward Pemberton finished his rookie year off really good. 4,200 yards, 32 touchdowns, 10 picks, 69 completion percentage. Nice. Najee Harris, probably his worst year so far, but still almost 1,300 yards, 4.5 per carry, 10 touchdowns. I mean, he's going to be cementing himself as like a Hall of Famer too if he keeps this up. Like, good lord. David Montgomery again was good as a number 2. It's rare to have a good number 2, but we did here. T. Higgins almost 1,500 yards, 11 touchdowns. Pittman was solid, 900 yards for him. 10 touchdowns for Pat Freiermuth. And then sacks allowed. Mike Onwenu joins the all castration team. I'm pretty sure he's already in it a few times, which if you didn't know what that is already, if you've never seen one of my videos before, it is my imaginary list of players that don't allow a sack. And I'm immature, so I say all castration because no sack, I guess. I mean, it's like more than that, I guess, but still, it gets the point across. Landon Dickerson actually kind of sucked. It would be kind of fun to have him join the all castration team because Dickerson, again, I'm super mature, but yeah. Also, I think something cheesy to do, I figured this out recently, is I think if you put your left tackle at right tackle, but still start them at left tackle, they'll put up the stats that a right tackle would. So it would be less sacks. I don't know if that's for sure or anything, but that's what it seems like, because Orlando Brown only allowed 5 sacks this year. That's his best year so far, I'm pretty sure. Carl Oakley wasn't very good though, but still. Paul Mackey led the team in tackles with 113 as a rookie. That's the guy I was talking about who had 82 speed, up to a 68 overall. I don't know if he'll win Defensive Rookie of the Year with just that, but we'll see. Tackles for loss, 15 from Mark Bayless, 12 for Reeder, 11 for Clark, and then sacks, 10 for Kenny Clark, 7 for Mark Bayless, but only 3 for Arden Key. I don't know how to make pass rushers play well. I mean, one year he had 13 sacks, now he's getting 3. Like, I don't know what to do about that. And then interceptions, we had, again, 8. Apparently that's just our lucky number. I mean, it's my lucky number in real life. It's what I wore when I played football, but, it's not so lucky here. 3 for Jewell and Murphy, and then 1 for Hilton and Davis. No picks from either of our safeties, including Xavier McKinney, which makes a lot of sense. MVP goes to Joe Burrow here, obviously not playing well in real life, but, I mean, again, he's playing hurt, so I don't really blame him for that. Dave Herbert, the QB I was thinking about taking up there at number 10. Offensive Player of the Year for the NFC goes to Jordan Addison. T. Higgins at number 3. No other Rams. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Micah Parsons. Zach Sealer on the Saints up there. That's interesting. I don't see any Rams up there. Offensive Rookie of the Year does not go to Edward Pemberton. It goes to Cortez Nance on the fucking Cowboys. And oh my god, oh no, that's the Cowboys. Never mind. Now I'm thinking we're the Cowboys. Aaron Darden of the Buccaneers wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Paul Mackey at number 4. That sucks that Edward Pemberton couldn't win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Who is Nance, though? Because I'm guessing the Cowboys still have Dak. Is he like just a receiver or a running back that did really well? Yeah, they still have Dak. It looks like he's a receiver. 1,100 yards, 11 touchdowns. I mean, that's good, but maybe I'm just biased. I thought that said Anthony Jennings. Who the fuck is this? An 80 overall normal dev led the league in receiving yards, and I'm sure he's going to develop up to an 82 because that's how Madden development works. Great game, by the way. But I don't know. I think Edward Pemberton was better. 4,200 yards, 32 touchdowns. I mean, he had 3 times the touchdowns touchdowns if you think about it, and 4 times the yards. I know that's not how that works, but still, like, I don't know, he was 3 times better at least. But no, I genuinely think he did better. Plus, he had a 69% completion percentage. You gotta give it to him. That's stupid. I might force superstar dev. No, I won't, but like, I could. And I could just say we got it. Ooh, we have a one last hurrah scenario. That sucks. This could end up being the last year then, maybe. We might do one more year still though. Who's this gonna be for? Like DJ Reader or something? Or like Keenan Allen? Yeah, it's Keenan Allen, okay. That's fine. We could find another third receiver. I mean, third receiver for us doesn't even really do anything. They get like 400 receiving yards. Like, I don't know. We only use one receiver anyways, so that's like the least bad retirement that we could have gotten. But we're gonna be taking on the Panthers in the wild card. They are 11-6, but only an 84 overall. We're probably up to an 87. Yeah, we're an 87 now, so we should win this game, but I guess you never know, because it is Madden simulation, of course. But let's simulate the game, and let's see if we can win. Of course not. We got EA'd. What was the score? I don't want to go out with the playoff loss, so we're gonna do another season, but still, that's stupid. 11-14. Our offense put up 11 points. Our defense actually did very well there. Only 14 points allowed. But you're telling me a 91 overall offense puts up 11 points. All right, that's interesting. Bro, what the fuck? Trayvon Diggs just like randomly tore his ACL in practice. That's unlucky as fuck. I mean, the Cowboys defense has been looking amazing, but that might stop him. I think Trayvon Diggs is pretty damn underrated. I mean, he got a lot of hate a couple of years ago because he allowed so many yards, but he's like completely changed as a player. Like, he's less interception heavy and more just like good coverage heavy. I don't know. So yeah, that definitely sucks for the Cowboys. I feel like people always overreact and say, oh my god, there are so many injuries this year, what's going on? But they say that like every single year. But this year it actually feels like there are a ton of good players going down with injury. I don't know. But in the Super Bowl, the Packers destroy the Bills as the Bills lose another Super Bowl. The Packers win 31-10, and the Bills have still yet to win a Super Bowl. Sucks to be them. I have an interesting plan for this offseason, though. We'll see. I feel like I've treated this too realistically. I feel like I haven't done any trades. I've tried to, but I haven't done any. But for re-signings, I definitely want DJ Reader back, 1 year, 14 mil. He re-signs. Mike Hilton, 1 year, 4.6 mil. He's 33 here. That makes me feel old. I still remember when he was like breaking out as a rookie. But Josie Jewell, 1 year, 32, nope, not 32 mil. I looked at his age. 1 year, 4 mil. He resigns. Daniel Falele was a stud for us. 1 year, 4.4 mil. No, you're not. Can I tag him? No, I cannot. I'm not paying him 24 mil. Okay. I'll bring him back though. How did Paul Mackey not develop more than from a 66 to a 68? That is stupid, but he also doesn't resign. What the fuck? Bruh. Okay, well, I definitely want to get both of them back in free agency. So we'll do that, but I don't know if we're going to add anyone else in free agency. We might, depending on who's there. If like Bobby Wagner is there or something, we'll probably go for him. But let's see who's going to be available in free agency. Oh yeah, Tyreek Hill. He would be fitting for this rebuild. Ernest Jones, I guess with my new like less strict middle linebacker speed, he would be a good pickup. I think we'll go for him. 82 speed. That works. Cause yeah, look, there's like nobody here that's lower than 82 speed at all. There's Jake Hansen at 81. But like we need someone better than Jake Hansen. Maybe Chris Hansen. I mean, he would be pretty good at like catching dudes, you know what I mean? I guess that's what middle linebackers do most of the time. I mean, I would prefer a coverage linebacker, but hey, they do tackle. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about anymore. I'm losing it. Oh god, Alan Lazard is like our best option at receiver. Oh no. How about Khalil Robertson? A deadly 76 overall. Yeah, I think he's our best option, like legitimately. Oh no, we still need Daniel Falele back. I almost forgot. That would have sucked. Okay, well, these are gonna be the players we go for in free agency. We didn't end up going with that one receiver because we don't really need him. Keenan Allen actually didn't retire. Like, if you don't click on the scenario again, the players just don't retire. So, I mean, they still can if they're old enough, but like it doesn't trigger the scenario again, which I kind of think scenarios should just automatically trigger. I don't think you should have to click on them, but whatever. But these are going to be the players we go for in free agency, and we might not be done in the offseason before the draft. We'll see. We're going to go for Kenny Moore, Ernest Jones, Daniel Falele, Davis Allen to be our number 2 tight end, and then Paul Mackey. Pretty much just stuff y'all have seen already. I don't know if I showed Kenny Moore. I actually can't remember now. I've done a lot since then. I like restructured our entire team so we we could have a little bit of money. But anyways, let's see if we can sign any of these players. They all sign except for Mackey and Allen, and we get Kenny Moore, Ernest Jones, and Daniel Falele. Now, do Davis Allen and Paul Mackey want to sign? Paul Mackey does. How about Davis Allen? Okay, he does. So pretty good free agent class. I feel like we've had a lot of Clemson players. Now we have Davis Allen too. I don't know. Ooh, Mike Nwenu did go up to Superstar, and I already saw this, but Edward Pemberton did go up to Superstar, and I didn't cheat. I'll show it. You see dev trait increased, Superstar dev. Love to see that. I don't know why he got it. Maybe the touchdowns amount or passing yards. I don't know. Something. Any dev ups on defense? I don't think so. But like I was saying, I still do want to do something in the offseason. Okay, I don't know if I had to give up this much. Now that I think about it, I probably should have tried it first. These were just the 2 picks I put in here, but we are trading a first and a second for John Franklin Myers. It might have gone through with just the first. Oops. But I don't think we would have gotten too much value from the draft anyways. I mean, our roster is decently complete. I don't want to say it's fully complete, but it's decently complete. We are obviously going to be moving John Franklin Myers. I guess it's not obvious because it's so weird to do, but we're going to be moving him to outside linebacker and see if that can get us some pass rush outside of just having the other guy we did this with. I can't think of his name for some reason. Because Arden Key was only good for 1 year. So we're bringing John Franklin Myers back to the Rams. Didn't he start his career on the Rams? I'm like 99.9% sure he did. Yeah, he did. But wait, did they cut him immediately? Bro, they drafted him in the 4th round. I thought he was like undrafted or like close to it. They drafted him in the 4th and then cut him. And then he became like low-key a stud for the Jets. Okay. Sometimes the Rams are like absolutely brilliant to me, and then sometimes they do shit like that. I don't know. But he actually stays at an 85 overall at outside linebacker. That's not too bad. I always get John Franklin Myers mixed up with the one defensive tackle who's like on the Chargers that has like 3 names. Sebastian Joseph Day, that's who I'm thinking of. I always get them mixed up. I don't know why. But I might make one more trade here. We will see. There's a 66 overall superstar X Factor linebacker here. I don't know if we would be able to develop him into a good player quick enough to justify like starting him, but that's interesting. How much would it cost to trade for him? Because he fits the theme of the rebuild. Okay, we are trading a 4 and a 6 for Wyatt Wyndham from the Packers. We have so many linebackers now, but I mean, it's not like we would have gotten anyone much better with that pick anyways, so that's just basically us drafting an X Factor right there, but not actually drafting them. But now, I mean, shit, let's just get to the draft. I've pretty much made this team as good as I possibly can. But of course, now that we traded all of our picks away, we do not pick until the 3rd round. So let's get there and let's see what we can do. Oh god, I just thought of something. I hope none of my like clips in this video randomly went loud. My mic does something stupid. I have like the, what's it called, sensitivity or whatever that is, set to 69 because I'm immature. But sometimes it'll randomly set back to like 100, so it'll just be super loud and just sound terrible like it used to before I thought to do that. So I hope that didn't happen, but if it did, there's nothing I can do about it now. But in the draft, I mean, there really isn't anything that we need, anybody that we need. I always say anything like these aren't real. I mean, they're not real people. They're Madden generated players, but still, there are some good looking centers though. Dion Parsons looks solid, but there's one good draftable one, and that is Spencer Hudson. Ooh, never mind. His ratings are terrible. Okay, I genuinely don't know who to go with. We just straight up don't need anybody. So, I mean, this isn't important. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick some players, maybe at random if they look slow enough, and I'll see y'all for the end of the draft, for the draft recap. Okay, well, here is a recap of our final draft. This looks like, I don't know why I referenced the Seahawks so much. Well, probably because they're the team I'm a fan of, but this dead ass looks like the Seahawks draft from like 2 years ago where they got like D. Eskridge, Stone Forsythe, and like Trey Brown, and that's it. I mean, like 3 whole players. That's great. And honestly, I don't even know if these 3, any of them are going to make the team. Bartell might Jeremy Bartell, but maybe not. Ralph Morgan probably won't make it, and Sidney Garrison might make it. He's interesting because it said he was a power rusher, but he was also really strong. Ooh, yeah, such a good power rusher. A whole 68 power moves. That's great. But with that, let's get into year number 5 of the rebuild. Is it year 5? I think it's 5. Yeah. We'll say it's year 5. It might be 4. Dude, I need to like write down what year we're in. I never remember. I don't think I've ever messed it up, but I never remember fully. But anyways, let's get into year 5. But here's a look at the team heading into year number 5 of the rebuild. No major changes to the offense like at all this year, and I wouldn't say there are major changes on the defense. Well, kind of. We added Kenny Moore, and I guess the major change is we traded for John Franklin Myers. Hopefully he can do well because, I mean, we need something there. Also, we obviously added Ernest Jones, so I mean, we don't really have any major holes on this team. It's just about the entire team actually playing up to their overall, which is apparently a big ask for Madden. But anyways, let's get to the end of year number 5, and hopefully for the final year, everything can click and we will do well, but we'll see what happens. Okay, well, I absolutely tried my hardest in this rebuild. I really did. But in year number 5 of the rebuild, despite having an 88 overall team that once again would have developed even higher if we actually did well, we finished 5-12. I did everything I could. I traded for good, slow players. Like I did my best. Unfortunately, Madden simulation is even worse than last year, genuinely. Doesn't help when your superstar dev quarterback throws 23 picks and the 85 overall player you traded for gets 4 sacks. Very well made game, by the way. But unfortunately, like I said, I've done all I can do. We built a good team, so I'm gonna count this as a success. I don't really care what the record says. There's nothing I can do about that. What I can do is build a good team, and we definitely did that at an 88 overall, like I said. But of course, if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, because again, we're gonna be making, I don't know why I say we, it's just me, but I'm gonna be making a lot of fun rebuild challenges, as long as y'all keep supplying fun ideas. But again, thank you all so much for watching. There will be a video on screen now. If you haven't seen it already, feel free to watch that. But if not, I'll see y'all again in the next video. Goodbye.